Oh, hey, you guys caught me right before I was going to go listen to one of my favorite records. Or, I don't know, maybe read a favorite book. If you don't know, I'm Johnny from Collector's Quest, and this is a video SideQuest. So in these, I pick a topic and I go on about them. I prattle. It's just like the podcast, except I don't have Tyler, and I do what I want. I won't be controlled, because boss man ain't here. Anyways, today's Friday, and I'm in love, and I wanted to talk to you about something I really love. I mean, it's Valentine's Day, and I feel like it's a universal truth. I think we all, and I mean, not all, but I think most people, I think we can agree, love clowns. What's not to love about them? The big smiling faces, the darkness in the eyes that don't match that. Yeah. So, before we get into the games I'm obviously going to talk about, because this is a video game collecting podcast, I mean, we might talk about a game like this. We're not going to. I'm going to save this for later. But clowns, they are frightening. And it's, the fear of clowns is chlorophobia, which is, again, fear of clowns and what they symbolize. And some people say it's the corruption of innocence that has happened in the media that have made clowns scary. Stephen King's It, After Dark, all these movies, shows that have done this, American Horror Story, even the Joker and Batman, they've made the clown the villain. I mean, but there was also John Wayne Gacy, but there's also this other idea that I think is more what sticks with me. And it's that I don't think clowns were ever okay. I think they always played outside of the norms. We were over here, sitting in what we understood, and these clowns, with their unpredictable behavior, with their emotions painted on their face, which doesn't match their eyes, which masks their real feelings, were outside of that. And they sometimes did alarming things or played pranks. They were known for having seltzer bottles, or a flower that squirted water, and making balloons or popping balloons, being unpredictable. They would get into your personal space. They would invade that and push you away. So the way in which clowns operated and entertained was in a way that I think was very off-putting. Now, they also have these distended features. It's not like they just have a painted smile. It's a big smile and big eyes, and you don't understand exactly what's going on. It's monstrous, really. And who wouldn't kind of find that unsettling? If you didn't find that a little unsettling, I don't know. I think maybe you haven't thought it through then. Clowns, an unsettling thing that we have long since tapped into as being unsettling. And anyways, I'm sure we all love them. So, I was going to talk about some clown games because, hey, why not? I felt like it's kind of hard to talk about clowns on Halloween. I mean, yeah, they're scary, but do they really have that many scary games? There's a couple, and I'll be able to get to those. But what about the other ones? Because clowns are scary all the time, not just Halloween. So there is a series of clown games, and I'm going to bring those up right now. The series of games, Kid Klown. This is Kid Klown in Nightmare World. Now, there's a few Kid Klown games. I'm going to cover all of them, and they start here on the NES. So Kid Klown in Nightmare World. Fun fact about this. This was originally supposed to be a Mickey Mouse game. That's right. It was going to be part of the Crazy Castle series. They changed it for the US, so we got this. And this game, the scariest thing about this game is its price. Jiminy Christmas. This game is $500 for the cart and can be $1,500 to $2,500 for the CIB here. And it does come with a poster, and whether it has that poster and its manual is really going to affect the price. So you can get low end, maybe just a box and cart for $15, but you start getting that poster in there, which is kind of hard to find. Yikes, this price really goes up. People on eBay asking as much as $3,000 to $3,900, I think. Though I think the solds are closer to that $2,500 number. Anyways, this is the first in the series. And the fun thing about this is Kid Klown's parents have been kidnapped by the Nightmare. Get it? Nightmare, but it's Mare, M-A-Y-O-R. So that's cool because that means they have like some governance. There's a guy who clearly does some governing, but he takes them into the dream world. So maybe their legislators can travel to different planes of existence. Or maybe it's a different world. Maybe it's through space he goes. I don't know. We'll have to find out. Why is that relevant? Well, because the second game. This is Kid Klown in Crazy Chase for the Super Nintendo. And this was also released in PAL territories and in Japan as Kid Klown. It wasn't a Crazy Castle game. This game also has a poster, a lot cheaper though. This is about $80 to $120. Again, depending on whether it has the poster and the manual, all that's really going to affect the price. Anyways, this game, there's no circuses in this game. This is like these two are platformers, and this is kind of an auto run game, and you are fighting against the space pirate. Yes, space pirate. So maybe it was through space that the nightmare went. Blackjack. Cool. He plants bombs at the end of the level, and you have to disarm them. Great fun. It's a fine game. This came out in 1994. This came out in 1993. Both of those in the U.S. Again, both of these have a poster. The card on this is like $15. $515 if you want the cards. A lot more obtainable. And then we did something different. So there is a part 2, which was Kid Klown Crazy Chase 2, but that's on the PS1, much like this one, The Bombing Islands. But that's a true sequel to Kid Klown. This becomes a different style game. So that one's a platformer. But it was never released in the US, and I don't have it. And I need to go get it now that I found out about it. And it's interesting because it features a love story and a multiplayer mode. So in that one, you have to go save Princess Honey. So I'm now confused about the governing system of the Kid Klown worlds, plural, I don't know. Because now there's royalty. So do they have mayors and also a monarchy? Is the monarchy mainly symbolic? And there's also a rival clown competing for Princess Honey's love, I think, is like where we're going. So Kid Klown must have aged up a little. He's obviously old enough for romance now. And will that make him a prince? Will he one day be King Klown? Is that the sequel we're waiting for, King Klown? I don't know. It's not going to be like Adult Clown. I mean, he's Kid Klown, but saying Adult Clown is weird. So we wouldn't do that. Anyways, The Bombing Island, featuring Kid Klown. So in Japan, this game was released as Kid Klown The Bombing Islands. They removed that from the US one. They do mention him on the back. And you can see that this is Kid Klown right here. But they've removed the reference from him from the title because this plays out more like Bomberman. And this game is super cheap. It's like $15 to $25. Great. Very easily obtainable. I mean, 15 is like at the high end. 25 is at the high end. I've seen it as low as 10. So that's like with shipping. Go ahead and find this if you care, if you want to play a Bomberman style game. What is interesting about this? Well, in the US, on the N64, they were going to release it, but instead, they did something, which I talked about in the last episode of the podcast. They changed the name, and they changed up the sprites, and they made this Charlie Blast territory on the N64, but this is, in fact, Bombing Island. That's what it was originally going to be. Now, is this a Kid Klown game, since they've removed all references? In the last episode of the podcast, we talked about the ship of Theseus, which is, if you don't know about that, it's a thought exercise where if you think about if Theseus has a ship and we start to remove planks from his ship and then replace them with new ones until eventually the whole ship is replaced, is that still the ship of Theseus or is it a new ship? Is this game really not a Kid Klown game just because they removed a few pieces and they built something new out of it? It still has a bunch of the original components, so it's not even completely replaced. So is it Kid Klown? I don't know. You guys will have to debate that one. I mean, definitely Charlie Blast is its own thing. This game, before I get too much into philosophy here, is about $250. Card's $25. Again, this also has a poster, so if you want it, you got to pay for this poster. Get the one with the poster and the reg card. The price doesn't go up that much, and if you have to go buy it individually, you're going to really be hurting. Now, back to this ship of Theseus idea and this theory. And this is a problem with video game collecting. And this is something we have to think about. Where do things belong? Things are hard to categorize. Don't get married to definitions and don't worry about this too much. Or you might end up in a Plato situation. So Plato wants to find a chicken as a featherless biped. And then Diogenes came up to him with a plucked chicken and said, "Behold, Plato's man," because it is a featherless biped now. So don't make your definitions too strict. think about these things a little bit. It's fun to think about, but don't obsess. You can let it go. Anyways, these have been the Kid Klown Games, kind of, except for that second one that's Japanese-only exclusive, which features royalty. And that game's like $30 and not too hard to find. You can find that on eBay, but, go to Yahoo Auctions. Do that if you can. Anyways, thanks for listening to this little side quest. I hope you enjoyed it. And you got some bonus podcast content from me. And find the Collector's Quest on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts. And check us out. Thanks. Bye.